I'm a CPA and this is how I used to do my month-end reporting. Each month I get a new file of raw sales data. I will copy and paste each one into a master sheet. Then I will calculate revenue manually and drag it down for the new month. I would also use VLOOKUPs to look up product and store information from tables saved in the file. Then I would summarize all of it on this report page. I'd use SUMIFS to pull in monthly summaries by region or by product category. And all of this works until it doesn't. If I missed a row of data in one of the sales months, the numbers would be wrong. If a new product wasn't added to this main table, I wouldn't have the details for that. But today, I'm going to rebuild this entire report in Power Query. I'm going to replace the copy and pasting, the lookups, the SUMIFS, and the formulas. And the best bit, once it's done, you save it and it's automated. Next month, I'll just drop April in, hit refresh, and the entire report is updated. No VBA, no macros. And I'll be dropping April data in and refreshing so you can see this happen. Let me show you. One of the best things about Power Query is that you don't need to store much of your data in the actual file where you have your report. You can save files in a safe place on the drive and then just update those. Instead of copying and pasting our monthly data, we're going to have our sales files from the month in one folder, and we're going to connect that. Likewise, we're going to have our lookup tables stored in a safe place. So instead of having that in your file, you're going to have a central place where you have your reference tables. Now this is a lot safer. There's only one place you need to update new product and new store information, and you just connect to them in Power Query. So the first step, we'll be bringing in the sales data from the sales data folder. In a new Excel workbook, go to the data menu and then get data, and we'll bring it in from file, from folder. And we select the folder that all the files are saved in. So that's my monthly files folder, and I'll open it. Power Query shows us the files in that folder. I'm going to combine and transform data. It shows us the sheets in each file. There's only one sheet. It will give us a preview and we press OK. So we're in the Power Query editor. Power Query has connected to the folder and basically brought all of the files in and stacked them on top of each other. Now it's only been able to do this because each file has been formatted exactly the same columns and the same column headers. Now you can check that it's brought all the files in because it adds this new column. It's called source name. So if we click down, and if there were more, you could load more, but we can see our 3 files there. It's brought all 3 in. So I'm confident that it's done that because I know they've all been formatted the same. Check that our numbers in particular are formatted correctly, and that's a whole number and this is a decimal number. In our table, all we have is our store ID and our product code. This isn't very helpful reporting. We want to bring in those extra details from the product table and the store table. This will be what we use for our month-end reporting. Here in the Power Query editor, you can bring in more sources. So see here, we've got new source from file, an Excel workbook. So in my lookups folder, which is where I'm saving these, which is going to be my central place to save these files for any updates, I'm going to open it. And first I'm going to bring in my product master. I'll import and I'll select the sheet. It will give us the view and I'll press OK. This is our product table with the extra details for each product code. Now we brought this into Power Query. Any update to that file in Excel on the drive will be automatically updated whenever we press refresh all. So I'll just call this products. Notice the headers are not in the top row. So in transform, I'll just press use first row as headers. From the home, from the new source, we'll also bring in our stores data from an Excel workbook and our store master, and we'll import. And likewise, any updates to this table will be automatically updated every time we refresh. Select sheet 1 and OK. Okay, so here's our stores with the extra details. I'll call the table stores, and I'll also use the first row as headers. Now we have our extra product and stores details. We go back to our master files, which has all our sales data for the 3 months. Now what we're going to do is stop any more need for XLOOKUPs or VLOOKUPs. We're going to merge this table based on the store ID and the product code with our products table and our stores table. It will enable us to get every detail that we need for our reporting. It will also mean this will be automatically updated anytime we bring in new data. So to do that from home, we're going to merge queries. And the first thing we bring in is store data. So we select our stores table and then we tell it to merge on the store IDs in both the tables, and then we can see all of them are matching, which is great. So we press OK. Now we have the option of which columns to bring in from that table. So we expand this. We only want the region and the channel, and we don't need to use the column name as a prefix. So we press OK. And now based on this store ID, every row has the corresponding region and channel from the stores table. And now we're going to do the same thing with the products. So we're going to merge queries on our products table. On our product code, we have all the matches, which is great, and we press OK. Now from that products table, we will bring in the product name and the category, and we'll press OK. Now we have the product details for any reporting we want to do. Now the final amendment we're going to make here is calculate a total revenue. We have our unit sold and our unit price, so we just need to do a multiplication to get our total revenue. So in add column, we're going to create a custom column. We'll call it total revenue, and we'll use the existing columns to multiply units sold by unit price. And we'll press OK. And that's calculated that for us. I might just move this up here with the other numbers. And we'll change that to make sure it's a decimal number. Okay, fantastic. So in those few steps, we've replaced all of our VLOOKUPs or XLOOKUPs to our reference tables. We've also calculated our total revenue. Now, the best thing about this is it will do is every time we bring in new data and just hit refresh all of these steps will be automatically applied to all new data. And I'll show you that when I bring in the April data in a minute. So we'll go to home and close and load. We've been brought back into Excel with our new table from Power Query. We have all of our new columns, all of our details from our lookup tables, and we have our total revenue here. I've kept the source name here, which isn't necessary. It's just a bit of an audit trail. Sometimes if you have a lot of months that you're bringing in, you just want to double check. You can have that there as a check. So now we have a full table of data. I'm going to create the report page. Clicking in the table, and we'll do an insert, a pivot table from this table arrange, and we'll do it in a new worksheet and press OK. Looking at my old report, what I used to have to do would be SUMIFS to get the monthly totals. I'm going to recreate this all with the pivot table connected to my Power Query data. The first one will be total revenue by region, and I'll bring in my date into the columns, and I only want the month. And now I'll format the total revenue as currency. I'll create a second pivot table, which will summarize my categories. Insert a pivot table into an existing worksheet and put it under this one. And this time it will be total revenue by product category by month. And I'll create this into $1 as well. I can actually rename some of these parts of the pivot table. So I'll call this revenue by region. And I can delete that if I don't want to see it. And I'll call this revenue by category. That's looking more like a report. Now we've set everything up in Power Query. It's linked to our reference tables. We've got rid of all of our copy and pasting of the month's data, our XLOOKUPs and our VLOOKUPs, the SUMIFS, it's all just here linked. Now what we're going to do is bring in the April data and refresh all, and you'll see April appear in here with all the steps applied that we've already done, all automated. So in my new month, I have my April data, and I'm going to put it in here with the other months. So now we have a 4 months data. It has to be in the same folder as the other files that the Power Query editor is linked to. It also has to be in the same format as all the other files. Now we put April in here with all the other months. Go back to our report with our table, with all of our automated lookups and calculations. Go to data, and all I have to do is press refresh all. And with a click of a button, it has brought in all of the April data. You can see that down here with the April extension in the file name. Now the best thing, because these pivot tables are connected to our data source in a table format, all we have to do is click on one of them, right click, refresh, and they both refresh, and they bring in all of my April totals formatted exactly the same by my region and by my category. Now my month end is as easy as that. Uploading the new file, pressing refresh, and refreshing my pivot table, and it's all done. No rebuild, no messy data, no mistakes. I've taken 3 painful tasks, all the copy and pasting, the lookups and formulas, and updating the SUMIFS on the front page. I've rebuilt them all with one pipeline that is now automated with no VBA and no macros. It's built once, you can refresh it forever. You can keep dropping new files in. Now this is a sales report. It tells you what's happened. But the next question you'll be asked is, how do we do against budget? In the next video, I'm going to merge actual sales with budgeted sales and give an actual versus budget variance in the same format. So join me if you're interested, and I'll see you in the next one.